This is Irina Blount from La La Land Crafts. Today is day 9 of our holiday tutorial series of 2023. This is my second project in the series, but on our blog our design team already has 7 from the previous days, and we have a giveaway. When you comment on the blog posts, on each of the blog posts, you'll be entered to win $50 to our online store, and additionally when you comment on my videos you get additional chance to win $50. And also we have a sale, 20% off sale that started yesterday, and it's valid through December 22nd. Your coupon code is winter2023, and of course you know where to shop. You'll have to go to lalalandcrafts.com. This is the card that we're making today. You won't believe how easy and simple and quick it is to make this card. It looks like a wow card, but I'll show you the really easy way to make it, and then we have it finished on the inside. Let's go ahead and start with the tutorial. I'm again using 110-pound white textured cardstock for the card base, and it measures 5.5 by 11. I have 2 layers of gold cardstock measuring 5.25 by 5.25. There are 2 of them. Then the white layer, and here I used 80-pound white cardstock for the inside of the card, and it measures 5 by 5. From the white textured cardstock I have a smaller layer that measures 3.5 by 1.75. And then I have 6 by 6 paper from one of our new paper packs. This one is called Wintertime, and it has all this absolutely wonderful, gorgeous designs on both sides of the paper. Going to start by scoring my card base. It's 11 inches long, so I'm scoring it half at 5.5. Then my inside layer, the 5 by 5 white cardstock, I'm going to give it 1/8 of an inch frame, my signature frame, all the way around, starting about 1/8 of an inch from the top and then finishing about, stopping at about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom to create the frame. I'm going to cut this paper to the size that we needed for the card. We need it to be at 5 by 5, and now it is 6 by 6. I'm going to cut it a little bit different because I want to keep the house in the center of my card. So I'm going to put it in my paper cutter first, upside down, just the way you see it. And I'm going to line it up and cut off 3/8 of an inch. So just 3/8 of an inch there from the right side, holding the paper upside down. Then I'm going to turn my paper and cut 3/8 of an inch from the top. And after I have it cut this way, then I'm going to turn it and cut it down to 5 inches. So my paper at the end will be 5 by 5. Perfect. And now the fun part, we're going to cut the opening in this layer. I'm using our new double stitched arches die. It comes as a set of 5 different shapes. I'm using the largest one. Going to put it down and around the house, center the house on there, and then use the removable tape to hold it in place. And then we can go ahead and die cut it. Next thing to die cut is our clouds to go on the side of our layer, and I'm using our stitched clouds border die. It comes as 2 different shapes. This is the one I'm using, and I'm going to position it a bit of the sideways, kind of like make it a triangle corner. This way, again holding it with the removable tape for easy die cutting. Now I can remove the die from the paper, and look how pretty that is. You can even use this shape by itself on the card, just really cute winter house there, and you can use the other part as the opening for something else, maybe make a shaker card. And that is our corner, the cloud corner that we're going to put on the layer like this. Now I have my card base here, going to fold it in half and give it a burnish, and we can glue some layers on our card. For the inside of the card we have our gold cardstock and our white layer with the embossed frame. Glue them together, and then inside of the card I have this circle on my table that was left over from the card that I made yesterday. So this was our day 8 tutorial. When I die cut the front panel and the card base for the opening for the window, it gave me 2 circles. I used one of them on the inside of the card and the second one we are going to use today. It's the same paper for the card base, so it fits there perfectly in the inside of our today's card, and it has the stitching all the way around. And the die I used for this is the double stitched circles die. Now I usually have my card opening to the top, but of course you can open it to the side, so you can decide which way works the best for you. This is a square card. Now we're going to glue the second gold layer onto the front of our card. So now is the fun part. I just love this paper. I just love how it looks. I have to give credit to one of our design team members, Sandra Peterson. I learned it from her to use different shapes of the dies to die cut from the pattern papers to create the elements for the card. So for this card, I put this layer on. Just for reference, it's not glued on at this point, and we are going to inset the center and glue it onto the gold cardstock. You can also pop this layer on, but for this card we are gluing it on and popping on the frame, so you can do vice versa. This side of the paper is also so very pretty. I just love this paper pack. So I'm simply holding that layer there just for the reference and inserting my layer with the little house in. Now I'm going to put the card aside and work on the front panel. We have a few elements to add to it. First, our clouds border, the one that we just die cut, and it's going to be glued on the top right corner right there. I just love how adding just a few simple elements to this panel just really dresses it up and makes this card even more special. So the corners goes on to the side on the top left, and it's right to the edge of the paper. I did not have any space in there. And next, on the bottom of this panel, we are going to use this die that is one of the shapes from our new die called Window Sills Squared. This die comes as a set of 2. I used the largest shape on this card, and it also comes with the smaller one. And just like what I was showing you yesterday with the window shutters, the reason we have 2 different sizes in this die is to use with our new window die. And if you have the window vertically, then you would add the shorter one to the top and the bottom. But if you decide to use the window horizontally, then you would use the longer one. And again, you can use it on top or the bottom, or if you decide to do both. On this card today, it just looked to me, the shape looked to me like a porch. Like, see, like on the house there, it just looks like a step, like steps, and it looks like a part of the front porch. And that's the reason I decided to use it here. And also, I just love using the dies in different ways. I never get attached to the name, whatever we name them, but I like using them for different elements for different ways. And I'm going to glue it upside down, so there are like little steps on each side. And when I glue it about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of my layer and center it like this. Look how absolutely so cute. And then we have a label for the sentiment. This label comes from our curved pocket die. It's this shape right here. This die was designed for the gift card, to put the gift card vertically. On the card we made yesterday in the day 8 tutorial, we used the horizontal pocket, and then you put the gift card in horizontally. So this die comes with the main shape and 3 different labels. I'm going to stamp my sentiment on there first. And the sentiment is from one of our new clear stamp sets called Jolly Penguins, and this one right here, sending joyful wishes your way. I have the sentiment already, the stamp on my acrylic block. I'm going to use archival ink and jet black to ink my stamp. I'm just tap 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 from the top, just pressing into it, and then onto the label. And again, as the tip I was giving you yesterday, because it's a heavy textured cardstock, I usually hold my stamp down for a few seconds. I just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I lift it up. And we can go ahead and glue this label in the center of our porch on our front panel. So just center it right and left, and it's going to be pulled down just a tiny bit of the panel, and that's not going to come off the card, because remember, we're going to put it on the card and we still have a gold layer there as well. So just center it there within the layers of our porch layer there. Then I have these 2 tiny cute Christmas trees, and do you know where they're from? Can you guys guess? So when we made the card yesterday, when I die cut this white circle, the winter circle from White Cardstock, those are the small trees that came out of it, and they're just too adorable, and I already had them, and I found the place for them on this card, and I think that just adds another element, and they just fit on there so perfectly. I'm going to glue them from the behind layer, just like this. Now the trees are glued on, and I can start adding the foam tape on the back of this layer. And I'm going to use 2 sizes of the foam tape, 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. First thing, I'm going to go all the way around on both sides vertically, and now on the other side. Then I'm going to add the same 1/2 inch on the bottom of this layer. Sorry, I'm a bit of the screen here, but I'm just adding the tape on the bottom layer. And then I'm going to switch to the 1/4 inch tape. I'm going to add this to the top of my layer, and then I'll add more to the sides right next where I have my 1/2 inch already, just to give it more stability. As you can see, I use a lot of the foam tape. I like my layers to be displayed evenly on my cards. So once I add this on, then I can add a few more pieces to the corners. I'm gonna use 1/4 inch tape on the top left corner from the inside, and then I'll switch back to my 1/2 inch tape and add more on the right corner, right where that cloud piece is. This can definitely be made into a shaker as well, as I mentioned before. So see, there's so much tape here. If we were to use the acetate, then it would become a shaker. So now this is ready to go on to the front of our card. Remove the backing from all of those many lines of the foam tape. And if this wasn't enough, I decided it needed a little bit more of the foam tape, so I added small pieces of the 1/4 inch right behind those Christmas trees. So it's the little larger piece on the big one, and the smaller one, the smaller piece of the foam tape behind the small Christmas tree. And now my favorite part, now we can go ahead and add this whole panel over the opening. So just take your time, line it up right above, and look how pretty it is. It has so much dimension, and it's so easy to make. This card it definitely has a wow effect without any extra work. So the last embellishment that I have here is our hanging snowflakes die, and it comes as a set of 2 dies. On this card, I'm going to trim off this little cute bows. The bows can be used on some other project, but these snowflakes, we are going to have them hanging from the inside. So they go inside of our opening and they're going to be glued onto this flat layer. So just a little bit of the glue there. I'm using again my favorite designer dries clear glue by Art Glitter, and I'm going to hold it with the tweezers so just I can tuck this under. Decided the string was a little bit too long for me to tuck it under in the place I wanted to just cut off a little piece there and tuck it under, so just adds another very pretty element, and then the smaller snowflake goes right next to it. Just a little bit dabs of glue there and then tuck it under into the opening. I'm adding half pearls in the centers of the snowflakes, the small ones on each one here, and then I'm going to add one on the left side of my sentiment label as well. Of course, you can use rhinestones, you can use liquid pearls, sequins, you can use them in white like I'm using them here, or maybe match the colors in the pretty paper there, so some maybe blue or reddish color would look really, really pretty. And for the image on my card, I'm using this penguin from the Jolly Penguins stamp set, and I already started coloring him, so I'm gonna off camera finish coloring, fuzzy cut him, and I'll be right back. And here is our finished card with all of the elements here. I adore this card. I absolutely love it. I love how simple it is to make. Just a layer of paper from our winter time paper pack die cut with the shape, and then just layered and added a few different elements, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you like how the card turned out. Once again, super easy to make with such a wow effect. I just absolutely adore it. Now don't forget that we have 2 $50 gift certificate giveaways to our online store. For the chance to win, you'll need to comment on our blog. There are 7 blog posts from our design team, and then make sure you comment on all of my videos in this series. And we also have a winter sale, the 20% off that started yesterday, and it's valid through December 22nd with the coupon code WINTER2023. And this is all for me for today, for day 2, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Much love. Bye for now.